Man, when I tell you I thoroughly enjoy this C8 Corvette, man, it is literally one of the best things that I have purchased in life. And I know a lot of people are probably watching this video saying, you know, there's a lot of cars out here. I'm thinking about getting a C8, been looking at a C8, looking at C7s or whatever year. And you know, why do you own one? You know, what's so special about the C8? Now, there's a lot of places I could start. Now, personally, you ever heard of love at first sight? Do y'all believe in love at first sight, man? Well, I definitely believe in love at first sight, man, because when I first saw the design of the C8, I knew it was exactly what I wanted. And many of you guys have seen it, and that first feeling you get is usually that right feeling, that gut instinct. You know, when you saw that girl across the room, you know, your girlfriend, your wife, or whoever you're with right now, you know, that person, and you immediately felt something. That's how it was for me with the C8. And beyond that, and once I ordered it and got in it on delivery day, when I picked it up, that first, you know, startup, you know, to hear the engine roaring, man, that mid-engine, it's just a different, crazy feeling. And anybody that owns one, you know the feeling. But I really want to express the feeling to those that don't have it. And I wish more Corvette owners would share that feeling when they meet that stranger, whether it's at a Cars or Coffee, or whether it's at the local gas station or a neighbor that's riding by while you are washing your car or whatever, man. I think it's good to share that feeling. So I'm verbally describing it, but I love the opportunities I get when I'm with family, when I'm with friends, and I say, hey, hop in. Or I say, hey, get in the driver's seat. You know, let me get on the passenger side. You get in the driver's seat and experience this thing right here called the C8 Corvette. It is an amazing car. It is a fun car. It is something that will take you away, like the old commercial Calgon used to say, Calgon, take me away. But this V8 mid-engine car is a foreshadowing, in my opinion, of the future. Because before the C8, I'll say this, every Corvette so far has been a front engine, right? Clearly, all the way up to C7. And it's not discussed very much that many years ago, the Corvette early designers wanted it to be a rear engine or mid-engine car, literally, you know, from the early days. You know, and I was just made aware of that literally a few months ago. So with that being said, this mid-engine design really changed the game, and a lot of Corvette purists were upset. They were up in arms. I remember being in Corvette forums as a potential buyer, and guys were saying that they're leaving the Chevrolet family, you know, because a real Corvette has the engine in the front. And I guess some of those OGs or whatever weren't aware of some of the early original Corvette designs. Now, some of those same OGs, they must have came back around, because I don't even see those posts anymore. I don't see those protest posts anymore. All I see are a lot of guys and gals enjoying their cars. And I love to see some of the big Corvette groups, big or small Corvette groups, when somebody's posting their car, whether it's a 21-year-old that's saying, hey, I got my first Corvette at 21. I figured out some things in life early, and I'm super excited to have this car, you know, or whether it's, you know, a 80-year-old getting his or her first Corvette, you know. And I love to see the ladies post their cars, you know, because us guys, we try to act like, you know, we're the only ones driving around in sports cars, man. So it's pretty cool when you see the ladies post their cars, their first Corvette, their second Corvette, or the him and her Corvettes, man. But this car right here, you know, any C8 is a fun car. Man, any Corvette is a fun car. And I've been in a few different model years, and they're all fun. They all have something special about them. You know, whether you're in a C7, which I originally wanted. I wanted a white C7 Z06 is what I originally wanted, man. And there was this guy on YouTube, man, called Red Line Reviews. And I remember he had one on a review, and he did a burnout, and it just sounded so good. And just the way he was describing the car just made me wanna get one. And my particular trim level is a 1LT with a Z51 package, HTC, which stands for hardtop convertible. So when you hear HTC, that means hardtop convertible. And that's the setup that I went with. It's a fast car, and I got it at MSRP. I waited 18 months. Shout out to Hendrix in Cary, North Carolina. Hendrix Chevrolet in Cary, North Carolina. Shout out to Milos and Trevor over there. Man, just some really, really good guys on the sales side, man. And the service side is really good too, man. My guy Brandon over there, man. Really, really good group of folk over there. I mean, if I was out of state, I would order one from Cary. They took good care of me. Like I said, I ordered it, designed it on the website and everything, came in, went over everything, every detail that I ordered, and literally just played the waiting game. They stayed in communication with me, and they followed my build along the way. And once I got on the truck, I got that phone call, and they were like, hey, it's on the truck. We're gonna monitor it. We don't want to send any false flags to you saying it's gonna be here on a such and such day. Then, you get here and it's not here. Cause they understood the flow of how the delivery trucks came from the factory through the Greensboro area here to Cary, North Carolina. Well, I'm not here at Cary, but I'm here in the Fort Bragg area. And I remember them telling me, hey, the vehicle is probably gonna stop in Greensboro, because I believe the truck driver or somebody lived in that area, and they usually stop there, spend the night, and then drive the rest of the way the next day. And that's exactly what happened. The truck stopped in Greensboro, spent the night, and was delivered the next day. And I got enough heads-up notice to alert some friends and family to meet me over at the dealership. And it was just one of those moments in time, man, that I can remember just as a kid, being poor and playing with, your Hot Wheels cars. I might have had 3 or 4 of them, didn't have a lot of money to have a bunch of cars, but I just remember playing with those little cars, and one day we're gonna do this, one day we're gonna do that, or sitting on the front porch watching cars ride by saying, that's my car, that's my car. Even as a young sailor in the Navy, just seeing some really nice cars, and me being, newly to the military, you don't have a lot of money, you get a couple $100 a paycheck, back in them days. And you did the best you could with that, riding the bus home from Virginia to North Carolina, man. But here we are now. We are C8 Corvette, and this is a 2022. I took delivery 2021, December 14th. And it's just been an amazing ride so far, man. We're at about 52,000 miles now. I made 2 trips up to DC recently. My best friend, brother passed away, so we went up initially when we found out. Then about a week and a half later, we went back for the homegoing ceremony. And literally from DC all the way back to North Carolina, I drove with the top down. I left around 11 a.m. so the sun was out. It was a little brisk, so I had my little thin jacket on, hoodie on, and just enjoying life, man. And the music was turned down a little bit low, because the only music I really wanted to hear at that time was that V8 Symphony, man. Changing from lane to lane, just having a good old time, and that's what I did. And I always say this, these cars are more than just cars. This is part of my mental health therapy. As a veteran dealing with different things, this is one of the ways that I'm able to just relax, let my hair down, enjoy myself, and come on back home. We all need those healthy ways, to relieve stress, and this is one of the ways that I've chosen, outside of exercise and walking and different things like that. This is one of the ways that I've chosen, is with this C8 Corvette. And I would encourage you or anyone, to get a C8 Corvette, whatever the trim level, whether it's 1LT, 2LT, 3LT, it doesn't matter. Like I said, this is a 1LT Z51 hardtop convertible, and I had the roof painted black and the carbon flash black, and I had the humps, also known as nacelles. I had them painted in carbon flash black, as well as the side mirrors painted in carbon flash black. And we had the wheels powder coated in gloss, and a high gloss black as well. Just for a little bit of different vibe. I didn't want my car to look like everybody's car, So I was able to say, hey, this is what I did in my car. And we went with the white wing instead of the black wing. I originally designed it with the black wing, but when the car came in, the wings were on backward. And after waiting 18 months, you don't want to wait another week or 2 for your black wing to come in. when there's a white wing, high wing spoiler already in stock. So I went with that, the white high wing spoiler in stock, and I said, well, if I don't like it, you know, I can always paint it black or whatnot. So I wasn't even tripping on that. But I'm glad I went with the white spoiler, man. It just gives it a different little flair. And I can't say that I've been in the same place with what I just mentioned about my car, my hardtop convertible, and the red interior, and seeing an exact twin. I haven't seen that. You know, I've seen one with, you know, the complete black roof and the black spoiler in the back, but I hadn't seen one with my setup. So it would be cool to see one though, you know. And the last thing I'll say, coming from DC, I didn't see a single C8 Corvette. As much as people talk trash, like, oh, these cars are so common, they're everywhere. That's a bald-faced lie. I drove from DC twice in the last month. And the first trip, I saw one going the other way, but never did I encounter one in my direction. So these cars are not your everyday common cars. These Corvettes, these sports cars are not common everyday cars. Don't let people talk you down and say, oh, it's just a Corvette. Don't do that. They're not common. Did I see Corollas? Yes, plenty. Did I see Teslas like my Teslas? Plenty of them. Did I see Camrys? Yes, I did. Honda Accords and Civics. Yeah, I saw them every time, multiple times. Did I see these? Nah, didn't see one time on my way down. Only saw one on my way up. That's the end of the video.